Hello and welcome back to Europe 1100, and we are here at York. Yes, this is going to be a very difficult siege because obviously the last time that we attempted a siege it didn't work out so well, and I actually had to run away because we were losing so many troops. So this is a pretty big, shall we say, I don't want to say turning point because we haven't really been attacking the English at all, so it can't really be a turning point in any way here. But if we can succeed here, we should be able to succeed in pretty much every single way against them. So I guess it's a pretty big, I don't know, victory for us to have. I guess that's kind of what I want to say here. Anyway, as we could see, Mr. Bloodaxe is doing relatively decent as a party of ours. Hopefully he's going to do relatively well. I have been having quite a few crashes so far, which I'm a little bit worried about, so hopefully there's not going to be any in this episode. I did just save, so hopefully we're not going to lose too much progress if it does happen. Anyway, my increased amounts of engineering that I have has made a huge difference in our success in regards to sieging. As you can see right here, look at the amount of damage we're doing to the walls. The catapults are dying very, very easily. My trebuchets are staying alive a lot longer, and that's all thanks to our wonderful dodge chance and so on and so forth. And hopefully we're going to be able to get the garrison depleted relatively quickly from the starvation mechanics. Seems like they are indeed doing that. I did, by the way, do a lot of damage to the various vassals in the area because there were a load of them. William himself as well, he's the ruler as far as I'm aware. There he is, William II. I believe he is indeed the ruler here, and yeah, we defeated him, but obviously, as you can see, he's up and about already. You know how it is. They do tend to get their forces back relatively quickly. Anyway, hopefully, once this last batch, yep, there we go, the last batch of garrison units have been eliminated thanks to the salvation mechanic, and now we can go straight on in. Hopefully there aren't going to be any catapults this time, because the last time that we went into a siege, I, for some reason, forgot to eliminate one of the catapults. And that seemed to make a huge difference to our overall success. So I'm very much hoping that that will not happen this time around. I'm still shocked that I allowed that to happen, because it did so much damage. It really did. It did so much damage. I was absolutely just speechless as a result. Anyway, hello there. Oh yes, you're going to be raising your shields up. Yes, I love that. Anyway, we can hopefully eliminate some of the enemy in the back there. Oh, nice headshot. Very nice. Can I get a couple of more of those, please? Maybe I can? Yes, there we go. I might be able to get to 125 in bows, which wouldn't be too bad. And here come my forces. I'm going to have to get in there myself. Doesn't seem to be any people on the actual battlements that I can do damage to. Just going to get out my mallet here. We are going to have to do a little bit of smithing, as I said before. I am going to spend some time, I think, off screen doing a little bit of smithing. If I can get my hands on a bunch of Pugios and so on, it's going to be a really, really big deal. But unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure where we can find those in this mod. So it might take me a little bit of time to level that up, but it doesn't really matter too much because I'm going to be spending time off screen doing that anyway. Oh, there's so many archers. There are so many archers. Let me get out of here. Okay, well, really? That's it? Okay, there's no one in here at least, so I can probably just shoot a couple of people from here. Oh, I was really hoping that there wouldn't be a huge amount of archers so incredibly close to the melee, because obviously if they're on the battlements it's a lot yeah, that is so annoying. That is so annoying. You know it's one of those things, it's one of those things where you just go, I just want to have some fun with my mallet and I just want to bash people in the face with it, and that is it. That is literally all I want to do, and all I get in return is a bunch of arrows to the face, which obviously is their prerogative. They are supposed to defend, of course. They are supposed to be defending. So, that kind of retaliation is expected. and we got eliminated finally. Unfortunately, it was just... It was such a minuscule amount of damage as well. Only 6 damage to the chest. Oh well. I was kind of expecting that actually at that exact moment as well. I was thinking to myself, I'm facing away from the archers. They're more than likely going to be able to eliminate us there. But we were able to achieve victory, surprisingly enough. Unfortunately, they did manage to escape. 81 of them managed to escape in actual fact. So that obviously has caused a little bit of a problem here for us, because we're not going to be getting a huge amount of influence. Or are we? Did we... We just lost? What? Okay. What just happened? What just happened there? Okay, I am super surprised by that. I have never lost any one of those, auto-resolves going into the keep at the end there, because the enemy is bound to just have a bunch of militia. They're not really going to have anything amazing. But apparently this time around, they really knew what was up, and they were willing to fight to the death over it. Anyway, we now have, what? The English have been destroyed? That's it? Oh, wow, I'm actually really surprised. Okay, we're going to give that to him, obviously, because we don't really want to, continue to take things. I have a huge amount of cash coming my way anyway, and he's obviously going to look after it very nicely indeed. I'm just going to smack a whole bunch of money in here, just in case. There we go. And there's actually a lot of upgrades here already, so I'm pretty happy with this. I don't really think I need to do too much. The only thing I do need to do is go and sell them some food. I have a bunch of food, as you can see right here, a bunch of grain at least. And this isn't really... basically, the only reason why I'm doing this is just to give them a bit of a kickstart. Apart from that, I don't really care about the money. That's the whole point. The money here is very much secondary. I don't really care about that at all. We're gaining a huge amount of money as it is anyway, every single day, if we even do gain. Because sometimes we're going to lose, sometimes we're going to lose money just because I am having to sustain 2 other parties, as well as my own army as well. And that is making a pretty big difference. Maybe I should have actually called for Mr. Iron Eye to come and help us. That may have actually been a... I don't know, maybe that would have been a better idea. Anyway, yes, the Kingdom of England is no more, and they have been completely eliminated, as you can see, because the French own every single other thing. Oh, we apparently own Penrith Castle. How did we get that? Did Mr. Horse Thief actually take that? Because I have no idea. Anyway, the owner of York will once again be Mr. Horse Thief. That's literally what we're going to do right now. We're going to make it so that he has the entirety of England, as far as I'm aware, and maybe then we'll start taking things once we're on the continent ourselves, because I would like to make it so that he has a domain to take care of, if you know what I mean, and I have a domain over here. Obviously, this is very much smaller, less fiefs, all that wonderful stuff, but that doesn't really matter to me too much. I don't think that really matters to me too much. Anyway, there's a bunch of people in the area here that we could potentially eliminate as well. I'm not sure whether that's a good idea. Is it actually a good idea? Probably not. Yeah, probably not, because it's not really going to give me much, is it? It's not giving me much at all, but we're going to take highest tier units that we can. And we'll just take this and... Oh, wait a minute. No one can level up. Oh, okay, apparently no one can level up from me right now because I've literally not leveled them at all for quite some time. So let me just do that real fast. We want a crossbowman, really? Okay, we're using some Spanish units right there. Okay, that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's get that. A little bit of a morale hit right there as well. There we go. Alright, so now he has a huge amount of fiefs, which is obviously what we intended him to do, because he's going to have a lot of costs, and we want him to be able to form very large armies, of course, as well. I don't want to do a hostile action, thank you very much. I would like to go and see whether they have any war mounts. They have a couple of mounts. Let me see, do I have any herding problems? I do not have any herding problems. Okay. I guess I'll buy some horses then. Huh. Maybe it's actually going to help me to move around a little bit quicker, eh? Maybe it will. Anyway, this is going to be a big issue. Do you think that we can actually take London and go into battle against the French? Maybe. I don't know. They actually are very strong, as we know. They are very, very strong right now. So I am a little bit in two minds. I think to myself, yeah, you know what? We're going to have to. I feel like we're going to have to no matter what. No matter whether we want to or not, it is literally just one of those things that you're forced into at this point. Because otherwise, if I don't go in there, well, we're not going to be able to unite the entirety of the Isles, of course. That's the first thing that we can't do. And then apart from that, we're going to need to do it for other reasons. So, you know, for conquering reasons, shall we say. And I'm just going to be buying every single one of their grain here because I want to take that all the way back to York because obviously they need, you know, they need it. So that's what we're going to do for the moment because I was only able to give them a very small amount of grain. And hopefully we're going to be able to do that. And there we go. And Mr. Horse Thief is actually here, surprisingly enough. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to give them a whole bunch. They actually seem to be doing relatively well as it is in terms of food. But I just really wanted to make it so that they had no worries whatsoever. As you can see, their food situation is very much, yeah, it's recovering, you know, it's recovering. So we don't have to worry too much about it right now. And I think we're probably going to be going for Pembroke first. I think that seems like the most ideal target for our first attack against the French. It's all the way out there. It's pretty far distance for any, oh, hello. Never mind. Never mind. Raymond IV is right there.
Oi.
Or Ramon, you know. And maybe that's going to be a little bit of an issue. Maybe he is going to... He might actually provide us with a little bit of a problem. Maybe. Just going to be taking some higher tier units here. They're the ones that we mostly want to try to persuade to join us, of course. And let's see, is there anything here? Yeah, just a bunch of grain and experience, of course. And there we go. Look at this. Look at how fast we're actually able to level these guys up. It's so crazy. That perk is very, very useful, of course. Okay. So, first of all, I want to recruit a couple of people around here. I want to try to get my forces restored as well. Oh, look at that. Mr. Bloodaxe actually won. And he has now given us 5,000 from a tournament. Must have been a very, very good reward there, which is very nice. I like that. Take some of those banner knights as well. We can leave the remaining forces there. Oh, they got a lot of resources right there as well. A lot of nice little goods for us to take. And let's take a look at Pembroke. I'm going to assume that there's going to be not many. Yeah. As you can see, look at this. Very minimal garrison. Absolutely perfect for us, in actual fact. And we're going to have a great time here. Just need to do this as well. My morale is a bit of a delicate balance right now. And Mr. Ironbelly is also winning tournaments. Did he actually give me anything? Yeah, whoa, okay. He literally only gave me 900 gold. Yeah, that is not very useful. Unfortunately, sometimes they're just not going to get a huge amount, are they? No, that's, yeah, a bit of an unfortunate thing. Anyway, I'm kind of hoping that Raymond IV is going to leave. I don't know why he's not leaving, leaving the, there we go, there he's gone. Okay, fantastic. Alright, so, yeah, I guess declaration of war it is. And we're going to see what we can do. So what else do we have here? Oh, yeah, this is actually fantastic. Probably going to be going for mounted patrols because that does give us a minus 50% escape chance. So we'll go for that. Yeah, I think that seems like a pretty decent thing to go for here. And we are now going to be declaring war. Let's go for it. So, Kingdom of France. Ooh, they're looking... Oh, I have no idea whether we're going to be able to do this. We only have 2 clans. You got to bear that in mind. We only have 2 clans. He's actually opposing the war. I'm not sure why he is. He's very strong right now. I don't think he needs to, you know, restore any of his forces or anything like that. But I'm going to be going in here straight away. I'm going to assume that Raymond is going to come back. I highly doubt he's going to be, you know, allowing us to do this without any opposition whatsoever. I mean, look at this. They've only got 3 days worth of food, 77 in the garrison, which is extremely limited. And even if they had a higher garrison, like they did at York, we would just be able to starve them out. And that's the thing. We've just got to be a little bit careful about seeing when he's going to arrive. But here's the funny thing. I can't zoom out any further because of the way that they've designed the UI in the siege. Because as you can no doubt tell, if I just zoom out here for a real quick second, boom, 1 additional level of zoom out makes it so that I can't see the progression bar on the construction of our trebuchets. And so if I zoom out all the way to get a better, you know, bird's eye view on things to make sure that we're not getting ambushed in any way, I can't do that because if I want to keep an eye on my trebuchets and everything, and that would just remind me to actually save, by the way, because otherwise, you know, might have a bit of a problem. But yes, if we did want to see the construction timer, we're going to have to zoom in, and that's going to give us a very, well, strategic penalty, I guess you could kind of call it, which I can only assume that that was on purpose. I don't know. I can only assume that maybe they just wanted to make it more difficult for you to see when enemies were coming to attack. I guess, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Trebuchet is going to put those all out here, and we'll hopefully be able to see the garrison be depleted at the exact same time as the walls. It seems that is indeed happening, surprisingly enough. Look at that. Yep, we are completely done, and now we can go straight on in. Alright, so here we go. We're in the siege, and we're starting... Ooh, a little bit... I like this. I like this starting area, actually. This makes it very difficult for the enemy to actually shoot us from down there. Or at least, I hope so. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the angle is actually relatively decent for them. Anyway, there's an archer up here. I'm going to see if I can eliminate him. There we go. Nice. That's our 125th. What is that? What is that up there? Is that a raven or a bird of some kind? It literally is perched in the air. Yes. It is perched in the air and apparently not on anything at all. Well, that is hilarious. That is very, very funny. Oh, and now it's disappeared. All right. I have no idea where it went, but it has now disappeared. Hopefully, it has found another invisible place to perch upon. That sounds great, doesn't it? Alright, well, hopefully we're going to be able to get through here. I'm not sure why my forces are having so many issues actually entering this area. They seem to be having a generalized problem. Not sure what. But, yeah. Okay, I'll just get off my mount anyway. Oh, no, look. There is literally a huge entryway here. What's going on with these guys? Oh well, never mind. I actually think that we're probably going to be absolutely fine, and I probably don't even have to do anything here. Actually. Oh, I can't reach these guys. Oh, really? Okay, I would have gotten out my bow and actually shot them, but it was much too late. Anyway, that's the victory for us right there. Very nice. Actually, I don't even need to go into the keep after this either. So that's cool. And yeah, we don't even need to take any of these things either. We're fine. We took it. I mean, that was super simple. As we know, there was only 150 militia there, so it's pretty obvious that it's not going to be particularly difficult. And otherwise, just gonna slap a bunch of money in there. We're gonna have some issues with... Actually, you know what? I might actually take this for myself just to stabilize the loyalty, because almost 100% Mr. Horse Thief... Actually, wait a minute. He's Welsh, isn't he? I think he's Welsh, so if I were to give this to him, he may very well have an absolutely wonderful time with the loyalty, because obviously this being Welsh, it's going to make it so much easier for him to restore the loyalty. Yeah, I'm just going to wait a little bit of time. I'm just going to wait until it ticks over to about 30 loyalty right here. Hopefully it will do that before the vote goes through. So we're just going to wait until it gets to 30. There we go. And now we're going to give it to him because, as I say, he is actually a Welsh culture. And that makes the most sense for him to own this particular town. That means that his overall loyalty is going to be even better than mine. And hopefully that's going to be good. Yeah, as you can see, look at that. He's got +4 every single day, which is actually perfect. So very, very pleased about that. And I think I'm actually going to be... Oh, what? One of my parties was actually eliminated. Oh, okay. We're going to have to do something about that. Ah, yes. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything about it at the moment because he's still a fugitive and running away. So, yeah, I can't actually interact with him right now. But as you can see, look at this. We've got Mr. Raymond the Fourth, ready for potential battle here. So let's see what we can do in fighting him. He was on his way, no doubt, to retake Pembroke, so we're probably going to have to see whether we can stop him from doing that. Now, what I do know... Ooh, this is a nice battlefield. What I do know about his army composition is that he does have a lot of Banner Knights. That might be really problematic for us, but... what we're going to do is going to place my infantry out here. I actually have a relatively balanced army. I know. Because obviously, a bunch of time ago, you know, people were saying, hey, you know, if you could get something other than cavalry, that would be super, super awesome. Because then we can actually, you know, see some strategies and so on and so forth. And I agree. Yeah, I agreed with you on that. So that means... now that we've got this, now we can actually start to do some things like shield wall, and we can do some skirmishing with our archers and all that wonderful stuff. So hopefully we're going to be able to get something going with that. Going to put my infantry into a shield wall, like I said. I'm going to put my archers around about here. We're just going to spread them out a little bit as well. Make sure that they're a little bit more effective so they don't get blocked as much. And I have 180... oh, wow. Probably should have separated my cavalry out a little bit, because otherwise they're just going to be running together, which is okay. I mean, that's fine, but they're probably going to be running into each other, which is maybe not the best, you know, maybe not the best idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for a huge flanking action here. Obviously, as you enter the water, you are going to get slowed, you know, if you have a horse, and generally. And so I'm very much hoping that we're going to be able to do something really amazing here. This is going to be an insane maneuver if we can do it. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I could eliminate one of these guys at least. Or not. Are you serious? Alright, charge! Charge! I'm telling my infantry to charge as well so that we can maybe get them into a battle here. Maybe get them into a bit of a, you know, a combat engagement. And then we're going to force them into deciding what they want to do, because obviously they're going to have to choose one way or another who they want to fight. Do they want to fight my cavalry, or do they want to fight my infantry and my archers? And so they're going to have to fight a battle on two fronts, basically. And that's going to be very difficult, or hopefully very difficult for them. As you can see, there we go. Yeah, this is huge, huge damage right here. I was actually kind of hoping for a little bit more, to be honest, but oh well. You know, can't always get the best possible charge. I was actually really hoping for more than this, to be honest. I was hoping for an absolutely devastating devastating initial charge, but the enemy is actually being hopefully dealt with quite nicely by our infantry, but my infantry is not that good at the moment. I have a lot of low tier units, so I'm going to assume that that's the reason why we're having so many issues. But obviously, if you bear in mind that indeed, you know, the infantry is a lower level inherently than anyone else, than the cavalry units, for example, then yeah, of course, you're going to be seeing them not act as powerfully as the cavalry might. But I think we're fine, and I think we're basically done here. Unfortunately, I did end up losing 20, but as you can see, most of those were light cavalry and spearmen. Light cavalry are not too bad to level up. They're pretty easy to get, so we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. To replace them, that is. And there we go. A nice, good amount of influence right there, but obviously I really want the renown. It kind of makes me think maybe I should respec and get famous commander now. That might make more sense. We're going to be letting them go once again, just in case. You never know when we may want to try to persuade them to join us. Oh, look at those Frankish marshals right there. Very high level troops. Going to be extremely pleased if we can try to persuade them to join us, and they will be joining us. It's just a matter of time. That's the thing. It's just a matter of time. We'll get these guys as well. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have available. Actually, wait a minute. What about these fellows? They go into light cavalry. That's actually hilarious. Oh, okay. Sure. Why not? And let's just level all of these. We're going to get more spearmen. Yeah, I guess spearmen. These guys don't actually become skirmishers. It seems to me like the Irish units are the only ones that go into skirmishers, which is a bit of a shame because I personally really like skirmishers. So I was kind of hoping that they would also do the same thing. Yeah, the Welsh do as well. So the Scottish don't, but the Irish and the Welsh do. Okay, that's good to know. And I think that's probably going to be it for all of that. We're just going to get all of those. It's going to be 14 morale, which is absolutely fine. These are fantastic weapons. If you want to use a polearm, Manavleon, oh yeah, go for that. Super, super good. Absolutely, wholeheartedly recommend those. Very, very fun to use. I'm actually going to be taking both of those just because, and we'll take all the wonderful, wonderful horses as well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be taking more of the weapons because I might be starting to smith a little bit, and maybe having some of these would be somewhat useful. Oh, it seems like, wow, okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, good amount of experience gain right there, and another 32 to level up. Absolutely amazing. Love that. There we go. Wonderful. Okay, so we have eliminated probably, I'm going to hope, one of the larger armies that the French have available to them. I'm going to be going for London right now. I'm not entirely sure if that is going to be doable, but we're going to try it and see what happens. Maybe we will be lucky. Yeah, we may not be. It depends. We've got some people around here that we probably want to deal with. We're going to just auto-resolve against these fellows because they're not going to be too difficult for us to eliminate. This guy has a lot of... This guy's got a lot of money because we just defeated him and gained 10,000. Usually when you gain you know, 10,000, that is actually their, it's like a percentage of their overall inventory and how much cash they actually have. And I remember way back, the developers of Bannerlord, they changed it so that you would actually have a cap to that particular gold that you get from defeating an enemy vassal. Because it was turning out that what you would actually have happen is if you defeated someone that was particularly rich, you would make maybe hundreds of thousands. I don't know. I can't remember specifically, but you would be making a lot of money. And so you actually, at that point, would be making, you know, 60,000, 80,000, 100,000, maybe even more than that, dependent on how rich the character was at that moment in time. And that makes me kind of a bit sad that they capped it, because it makes no sense from a realistic perspective. Obviously, from a balancing perspective, sure, you know, absolutely, because otherwise you're just going to go and defeat one vassal and then you're going to be set for the rest of the game almost. I mean, you know, if you have 100,000 from one victory, you can invest that 100,000 in any number of different things. You can invest it in, you know, noble troops. You can invest it in caravans. You can invest it in whatever you want, you know, some good gear and so on and so forth. Obviously, it is not going to be, you know, sustaining you for the entirety of the game, because let's face it, 100,000 is not that much money if you are wanting to do what I'm doing right here, which is running a very large army, and maybe you don't have any fiefs yet. You know, maybe you don't have any fiefs. Maybe you just got one castle or something like that. And that's not really going to give you that much in regards to tariffs and rents. So it does make sense that they have made that cap, but not from a realistic perspective at all. Because if you're thinking about realism, well, you know, if you eliminate an enemy, you're going to have access to their coffers no matter what. You know, you're going to literally be able to do whatever you want with their their stuff. Just because you've defeated them, you have the ability to loot their gear and all that stuff. So, you know, it makes sense that you would be able to do that from a realistic perspective, but obviously from a balancing perspective, not so much. So, I do understand why they did that, but personally for me, I prefer the previous way of doing it. But maybe they just could have toned it down a little bit, so maybe the scaling of it could have been a little bit lower, because as it stands right now, I think that 10,000 is so little, and most vassals are not even going to have that amount of money. So that's the reason why I was like, ooh, you know, I was very, very surprised that this guy has so much cash. Because seeing 10,000 is quite rare, in my opinion. I've never usually seen people with 10,000. Anyway, as you saw right here, I actually did something a little bit different in this siege. I actually decided to build catapults. And that's something that I never usually do. I never usually build catapults, and there's a very good reason for that, of course, because catapults have very little HP. They're going to get destroyed extremely fast. As you saw, 2 of my catapults actually did get destroyed very quickly, and it kind of makes me think, well, why do I bother? You know, because we're going to be sustaining a lot more bombardment casualties. Whoa, yeah, these catapults are obviously going to be doing a fantastic amount of damage as well, but yeah, anyway, the point is, yeah, I'm not sure whether this is actually going to work out too well for us, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. Let me see here. Can I actually shoot this fellow? Yep, nice. Alright, yeah, but the catapults, as I say, are not actually that bad. I have seen them work quite well, as you can see right here, but obviously siege bombardment casualties, if you want to reduce those and you don't want to get as many of them, then, you know, build trebuchets, because trebuchets, while they do take a lot longer to actually construct, they are a safer bet. Much, much safer. But obviously, if you want to, you know, build things quicker, then catapults are obviously the way to go as well. But yeah, actually, speaking about siege bombardment casualties, there was a time earlier in the development of Bannerlord. Oh, strong legs, save me now. You know how I love that. The literal perk called strong legs is such an amazing thing. I would really love to have that right now, but unfortunately I'm not that high in terms of athletics. So, you know, anyway, the point is, there used to be a time way back in the development of Bannerlord when there was a patch where they instituted much higher penalties for siege bombardment. And I'm not sure whether it's still the same. I think maybe they have toned it down a little bit, because it seems like it is very, should we say, very limited, the amount of casualties you can actually sustain from siege bombardment now, which I have to say, I very much appreciate that, because beforehand it was a little bit silly. I felt like it was way too harsh. For example, if you went into a siege and you had any kind of destruction or retaliation from enemies, you would literally lose, well, you'd probably lose, what, I don't know, 40% of your army, 50% of your army or something like that over the course of a siege. And that was just ridiculous. That was so incredibly difficult to deal with. But thankfully, that's not the case any further by the looks of things. So as I say, I'm wondering whether they've actually toned it down a bit, which I would be very pleased about, to be honest. Because as I say, I feel like, you know, losing a certain amount of troops just because you're doing this siege and because it's random, you know, I feel like it's quite good. Oh, hello, they're actually wanting to make peace with us right now. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, I obviously do not want to make peace. So I will say, we have too many enemies. Why do you say that, sir? We do not have too many enemies. I'm going to say no. I literally am just going to spend 20 influence to do that. That's very, very good as well. And resolve the owner of London. Yeah, he will be the owner of London. That's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that. As long as he doesn't lose it. Maybe I should take a look. No, he's still It's +1 loyalty. Oh, no. Oh, dear. We might have an issue. We might have an issue here. Yeah, is there actually a policy that I can take that is going to improve this in some way? Let me see. There is one more loyalty policy that I might be able to go for. This one. But the security is being decreased by 0.2. What about the security here? Is the security actually... Oh, no, security is actually fine. All right, okay, fine. We'll do that then. We will go for that policy. Which one is it again? Let me see. This one? Yeah, trial by jury. That's what we're going to do. There we go. And that's hopefully going to make a bit of a difference. Obviously, clans losing 1 influence per day. I don't think that really makes any difference. As you can see, he has 380 at the moment, and I can even give him some more if we want to. As you can see, there you go. Huge amounts of influence just being donated there. And otherwise, we've got 3 castles remaining. And then we're going to have to go over onto the continent, which I think will be quite fun. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.